It's a rainy day here in New York City, and I'm on 5th Avenue walking towards the flagship Apple store to pick up the new M4 iPad Pro, Apple Pencil Pro, and all the other cool stuff. Let's go check it out.
Sugar and spice, give you everything that's nice. Come on, sugar and spice. What you want from me, baby? What you want now? Sugar and spice, give you everything that's nice. Turn around and tell me what I'm missing now.
I'm really curious how you feel.
How I what?
How you feel about the nano-texture?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it feels more like paper.
Yeah, me too. Like a kind of like a book reading.
Yeah, or if it's just, you know, it's the same glass feeling. Check it out. This is the secret back entrance to the Apple Store. So I'm just exiting through it. Mission success. Let's head home and unbox it. I'm so excited. Alright, now that everything's unboxed and we are safe and dry in the studio, I'm just waiting for the data to transfer over from my previous iPad to the new iPad, which is going to take a few minutes, so let's roll credits. What is up guys? Andrew here and welcome to Comicbooker. All things comics from a creator. So for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Andrew. I am a comic book artist, and for the past few years, I have been drawing the majority of my professional projects and my published projects on the M1 iPad Pro. And it's been my daily driver, it's been my main. And so when Apple released the new M4 iPad Pro and announced it, that was my jam. I was all over it. So think of this as a first impressions video because I've only had it for about a day. But as soon as I got home from the Apple Store, I had to put this thing through its paces because I had a deadline for DC Comics that I needed to submit this evening. And so I've had a full workday with this, and I can already give you a few observations. First major thing that struck me was how light this is. It's so much lighter than the M1 iPad Pro. Well, not so much lighter, but it's noticeably lighter. I have been carrying around an iPad every day, drawing on the train, drawing on the bus for the past few years. So the weight really gets to me. And what they did with this latest version of the iPad Pro is they made it actually thinner than the Apple Pencil. So it's ridiculously thin, and you feel just how light it is when you carry it around. And that also extends to the Magic Keyboard, which is also much improved. They've added a bunch of function keys. They've put an aluminum base on the front. The finish is nicer, and it feels a little more MacBook-y. The trackpad is bigger, and it's got haptic feedback, so it's not squishy like the last trackpad. And they also made it thinner and lighter. So the whole package is just so much more comfortable to sort of use on the go than the last one. Here's my M1 iPad Pro. Here is my M4 iPad Pro. I don't know what the grammage is on both these things, but you really do feel how much lighter the M4 is. So kudos on that. The other thing that struck me was, well, actually, it's more like what didn't strike me, was the Tandem OLED screen. And the M1 iPad Pro that I was using for the past few years was a mini LED screen. So this being a Tandem OLED and being like this technology of like two OLEDs stacked on top of each other is allegedly more impressive. But looking at this side by side with my older iPad, it doesn't feel like there's a massive difference, at least in here in like ideal studio lighting conditions. I do plan to test this out in more outdoorsy areas and just see how it works there. I'm told that actually can get brighter, and it's more noticeable outside, so we'll see. But for now, it's like if you're using your iPad in normal conditions, I don't know, the screen's, you know, it more or less feels the same. And the other note is that I know the screen is slightly bigger. It's now a 13-inch screen rather than a 12.9-inch screen, which was the past one. But again, the screen size feels pretty similar, and it's really hard to notice unless you're like doing a real close side-by-side comparison. The other thing I want to note is the cameras. The front-facing FaceTime camera has been moved to the middle of the landscape side of the iPad, which has been really nice, like a nice small quality of life improvement, especially since I FaceTime people and sometimes zoom through this iPad. I also noticed that the back camera lost the ultra-wide angle. I don't really need that. I never really use that. I do need the main back camera though, and I've used that a lot to sort of scan documents, that's one thing, but also to take pictures of art, like physical art that I had drawn in ink or pencil, and then like bring that into Procreate so I could do digital stuff. One thing I really was excited for and still excited about is this new Apple Pencil Pro. There's a new squeeze gesture, and I'm not sure what to make of it so far. The thing with the past Apple Pencil, the one that preceded this, is that it had a tap feature which I use all the time to switch between the pencil mode and the eraser mode. I know a lot of people turn that off because it's a little sensitive, but I've trained myself to really use it well, and it's become a default in my drawing. And one of the things I'm really thankful for is, despite the fact that they've implemented this new squeeze gesture here to the Apple Pencil, the tap function is still there. So I can still do the tap to switch tool, switch to eraser, and I can squeeze to sort of get more options. It's really nice and satisfying. The other thing that's new to me is hover, which came with the last M2 iPad Pro. However, that wasn't enough to make me upgrade to the M2 iPad Pro. And we'll see with this new M4 iPad Pro if all these features are enough to actually make me keep it. Because one big thing and one major change that everyone should be aware of, especially since a bunch of you who watch me are artists, is it's expensive. It's pretty expensive. Like, this is the cost of the spec of the M1 iPad Pro when I bought it, and this is the cost of the new M4 that this whole thing would cost right now, complete with the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil. And that's kind of significant. I'm gonna spend the next few weeks using this as my daily driver. I'm gonna put it through its paces. I have a bunch of comics projects on my plate and a bunch of illustration projects on my plate. So this is really gonna go all out. One thing that really bums me out is that Procreate isn't updated yet to take full support of the Apple Pencil Pro. So that's why this isn't a review yet. And that's why I wanna take more time with it, because I feel like Procreate is where I make all my comics, and Procreate is really my main art app. I use Clip Studio Pro also. I sometimes use Adobe Fresco, but really Procreate is my jam. And if Procreate doesn't have the Apple Pencil Pro thing yet, I don't wanna give a full review yet. It's really contingent on being able to experience this to the fullest. I spent an extra $100 in order to get the Nano-texture Screen on it, and it feels different. It definitely, so far, it seems to really diffuse speculars and reflections on it. It's interesting, and it's cool that the etching only goes up to the bevel, because you can actually see with the bezels the bright speculars and how the nano-texture glass diffuses it. I also feel like the texture is slightly different. I compared this to the matte screen protector on my M1 iPad Pro, which has a nice friction to it, but also it feels a little squishy. This has friction to it, but somehow it still feels fine. I guess that's my initial description. We'll see how I feel after a couple more weeks using this, but so far I'm really liking the texture. I'm really liking the feel of it. It's still a slippery glass screen, but there's now a slight friction to it that I'm really enjoying when I'm drawing. So this has an M4 chip, and it's purportedly the best AI chip or whatever. It does awesome AI stuff, which, you know, I don't really use or care about. I will say about chips and speed with regards to the iPad so far, I have been on the M1 for years, and I have not felt it chug. At least for my purposes, I don't do a lot of 3D rendering. It's mostly just two-dimensional drawing, painting, coloring, inking, all that stuff. The iPads are great. So, I mean, I'm sure this M4 thing is gonna be amazing, and maybe I can push it to its limit if I video edited in it or something, or use Shaper 3D or the new upcoming ZBrush or something. But really, on a day-to-day basis, I'm not all that jazzed by the new chip, and I think the previous ones, as long as you have an M series chip, I mean, that's just gonna do amazing for you. Like, iPads are great for artists, speed-wise. Anyway, that's it for now. Let me know if I missed anything, if there's anything you want me to look out for in the final review, as I'm just gonna be putting this through its paces for the next few weeks. So if you leave any questions in the comments, I'll definitely incorporate that into my upcoming review. I'll keep an eye on stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited to use this. I'm really excited to play with it and to make all these comics on it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.